What's up, dudes and dudes to the arena? My name's Scythe, and we are back again for some more Trove on the PS4. How y'all doing today, folks? Hope you're doing fantastic, wonderful. Hope this video makes your day even better. Sorry that we keep starting in the hub here. I'm actually extremely pressed on time today, so today's episode is probably going to be a bit shorter than most. I'm recording this at 6 in the morning, my time, which means that I have an hour to actually get this video all ready to go and delivered to all of you at 7 in the morning, because that's usually what I do with it, right? But anyways, I wanted to talk a little bit about what's going on with all the Trove updates and stuff like that, because one of the things that I keep forgetting to mention in the recent episodes, I mentioned this in the recent Trove gem tutorial, kind of talking about the stats that you want to actually focus on, stuff like that. But with not the megalithic update that's coming around the corner, and when that update comes out, PS4 fans, I'm probably going to start maining the Dino Tamer on the PS4, because he's an absolutely awesome character. And honestly speaking, whoa, is that just a chunk error? Oh, jeez. And honestly speaking, Pirate Captain's boring. He's very, very powerful. He's an absolutely awesome game-breaking class because you just throw stuff down and everything dies. But he's a boring character. I kind of was just trying to choose characters that I didn't main on the PC version, but there's a reason I didn't main these characters. Dino Tamer is one that I am definitely down for maining on the console version of Trove for sure, right? So I wanted to kind of let you all know about that. But anyway, after the megalithic update, when they have that big Shadow Tower update that's coming out, it's going to come out with the subclasses and stuff like that. Okay, forget this dungeon then. But also, the other thing that I keep forgetting to mention is with that Shadow Tower update, they're also going to have Gem Stat Rerolling, which is going to be a huge deal, folks. Like, that's going to be an absolute game breaker that I think is going to end up bringing a lot of life back into this game, because while, generally speaking, I've been playing this game for well over 2 years now, I still love it. But yeah, there's aspects of it that definitely get repetitive. I'm just very easy to please. For the average player, I would say 2 to 3 months is, kind of the quitting time before people lose interest. And with that, with that gem reroll thing coming around, I think that that's going to end up single-handedly keeping players around a little bit longer. Granted, I'm sure they're going to figure out some type of big pay-to-win way of actually respeccing gems, or it's going to cost like lots of gem boosters or something. I don't know what they're going to do, but they're going to have some type of cheap tactic to it. Trick and tactic at the same time. But in any case, with that, I do think that it's going to end up keeping people around a little bit more, because if there's one thing that gets stupid about this game, it's the gems. The gem system itself, while I love this game, I would never argue that the gem system is not absolutely terrible. Like, it's an okay system just because it's like, okay, it's a way that you can continuously grind your characters, but it's got nothing to do with your character. It's completely separate from it and doesn't really add anything to make you feel more powerful other than a bunch of stat numbers. And I think that single-handedly, well, not single-handedly, that's one of the many reasons why people end up, getting tired of this game, is because that, on top of a whole bunch of other random factors taken into place, is kind of like, oh, my character doesn't look any cooler, so it's not gratifying to continuously keep playing, you know what I mean? But anyway, with the gem respecking, that's going to be a really big deal. Now, I wanted to talk more intensely about some of the stuff that's been going on behind the scenes for me. So, obviously, I've been extremely busy. I had this mentioned very recently in a big vlog video that I had put out. You were all so kind. If any of you that watched that video are watching this one now, the amount of support I got on that video was absolutely insane. Like, I can't even believe it. But it did talk about a lot of things going on behind the scenes, and kind of why I've been a lot busier than I ever have before. And that, I think, is going to continuously apply moving forward. It's like, generally, the quick summary of what I'm trying to get at here is that's the reason I haven't really been playing Trove on consoles that much. Even the PC version, which is the version of Trove that I still main, I haven't really had that much time to play it outside of log in, get my daily, and then I'm back to either recording other games or just editing. Like, I'm busy, you know, not to mention like all the indie games and stuff like that. I keep having to get lots of info for them. I'm not trying to use this as justification, mind you, or say, you know, poor me, I'm dealing with so much. No. I'm just saying this is kind of why I haven't really been around as much to manage the PS4 community so much. And then on top of that, one of the harsh truths that I do want to talk about is just the fact that the North American and European communities are split apart on the PlayStation. That's got no fault of the game. That's actually got to do with the PlayStation network itself splitting European and North American players. And it sucks because it means that, you know, there's only half of us, you know, because I want to play with all you Europeans out there, you know. I want to be able to play with everybody, not just all the North American players. And it's just kind of like, it's a real bummer, you know, that the community kind of is divided in that. And there actually has to be like, there's other people that are kind of like, you know, taking my clubs and putting them on the European servers. Now, I'm not saying that they represent anything to do with me, because they don't. They've got nothing to do with me. But if those communities are positive and, you know, a really good community for people to hang out in, then I'm all for it. Then that's great that people are actually going out of their way to do stuff like that. Because one of the other things that I kind of want to acknowledge today, hello random person, is the toxicity of this game's community. Like, the console version's actually pretty okay. You know, there's not really that much to deal with outside of some stuff, you know. People tend to get really overly dramatic because the communities on the console are so much smaller than the PC community. And I'm not saying that as a hit towards like, oh, the PC version's better or anything like that. I just mean quite literally because the communities themselves are more tight-knit, because people can only talk to, you know, like other people in the mic chat groups and stuff like that. People end up getting really close to one another, which also kind of sparks, you know, arguments and stuff like that, as opposed to the PC version. You know, so many people can talk to each other at once. There's so many different programs that PC players have available to them that they can talk to a wide range of players all at once. Oh, excuse me. That it doesn't really, you know, it's not really as big of a deal and doesn't really get as personal, you know. I'm not saying one or the other is like good or bad. I'm just kind of trying to make a point. Now, outside of all of that, the other big thing that's been going on is I'm a little bit under the weather, if you can't already tell. You know, I've been getting better, but when I'm like this, I don't really feel like doing much of anything, let alone recording Trove, you know, because Trove, you know, I kind of want to talk about this as well, because people always ask me like how I've kept playing this game for such a long time, while also very openly in my videos talking about like, I understand why this game gets boring for people. And the real bottom line, folks, is that you take breaks, you pace yourself, you know, and that's exactly what I've been doing. While, you know, the console versions are still something that I'm going to continuously have on the channel for sure, I just kind of play the version that I feel like at the time, because if I'm not doing that, then I burn myself out. And believe you me, I've been playing this game for a long enough time to know how, you know, how easily you can get burnt out. And then also kind of through that, it was a very good experience for me to learn how to pace myself with it. So it's like, there'll be days, months, weeks, whatever, where I'm so into Trove. It's all that I'm doing in my spare time. And thus I'm recording it like crazy, right? And then there's other moments where, like kind of right now, where I'm kind of having more tutorials that I've been putting out recently rather than having these full-on episodes, because those kind of give me a break from doing these actual episodes. Because honestly speaking, even though I've been commentating for years, I'll admit a fault of mine is it can be pretty difficult trying to find new and interesting topics about a game that has been played to death. You know, so thankfully the devs have been putting out a lot more information about new content, because it's given me a lot of stuff to talk about with all of you and think about, you know, because otherwise, you know, for the most part in these videos, I would just kind of go bonkers in them, screaming at the game, just making fun jokes and just having a good time, which of course we still do for sure, especially in the live streams. But for the most part, I like having this, you know, this more relaxed approach as well, where we kind of just get to hang out and just talk about stuff, you know? So anyways, let's head on over here because I'm noticing that we are at the 10-minute mark, and like I said, I really have to rush this video out, folks. So I'm sorry if what I was talking about was kind of all over the place. You know, I know that I was a little bit wishy-washy, but needless to say, things are all going absolutely awesome for me. It's just been really busy, and because of it, it's been a little bit difficult for me to try and manage all of that, as well as continuously having this series go on. Now, in closing, the recent tutorials that I have been putting out, I haven't had the chance to talk about it in any of our videos, but I know that they're old. I know that these are things that I should have already had a tutorial on months, if not years ago for Trove. But the way I see it, a lot of this stuff, including like the chaos crafting tutorial, the chaos cores is what I mean. All of that stuff is going to be coming on consoles within 1 to 2 months. And because of it, you know, that's kind of why I figure I may as well make these tutorials now so that everybody can kind of get prepared, or when the update ends up coming out, then at least those tutorials are there for people, because, you know, I kind of pride myself on the fact that my tutorials are very informative and to the point. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, everybody. Very much appreciate it. Don't forget to like, share, favorite, and subscribe for more daily content. Sayonara and stay epic, everybody.